Hello everyone, this is Abhishek from Classes. So in this video, I'm going to discuss about map interpretation. Okay, so before going to should know about the map. So what are the terms, important terms we are going to use? Okay, so this. So first we should know about map. What is map? Map is nothing but it is the representation of a three-dimensional structure, the real surface, the earth, right? The real earth surface we have to project into two-dimensional surface in a sheet of paper, right? The representation of earth surface is is uh, three-dimensional structures. Okay? Earth surface is three, right? That is your map. So in a map, what are the fundamental elements? One is scale. Scale is the most important element in a map. What is a scale? Scale is nothing but the ratio between distance on map to that of distance on ground. That means if this is the sheet of a paper and on the real world, the real ground surface, in reality the something like some outcrop, let's say some outcrop is having length of 10 kilometers. Suppose it is having a length of 10 kilometer. Inside map, the map is like it is a 5 by 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter, let's say 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter size of photograph or 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter of map. Let's say that is a map. So here the same feature, the 10 kilometer is 10 kilometer distance is presented as 1 centimeter. This length is 1 centimeter here, right? The 10 kilometer distance outcrop is mentioned in the map or is represented in the map as 1 centimeter. So the scale of the map is 1 centimeter equal to 10 kilometer. Okay, or you can write, as I have told, it is a ratio. You can represent it as this also, 1 centimeter equal to 10 kilometer, or else we can take the ratio. So if it is a ratio, we have to take same unit, right? So 1 centimeter equal to 10 unit or 10 kilometer means what? 10 into 10 to the power 5 centimeter, right? 1 kilometer equal to 10 to the 5 centimeter. 1 kilometer equal to 10 to the 3 meter. Then again 1 meter is 10 to the 2 centimeter. Total 10 to the 5. So it will be equal to 1 is to 10 to the power 6 means okay. 1 is to 1 million is the ratio. Is to 1 million is the ratio. This is the scale. This is the scale. 1 million is the scale. 10 lakh is the scale. Right? Then what is a contour line? Before going to contour line, there is another thing. There is another important thing which is present on a map. The map is incomplete about without a scale and another direction. Another one is direction. Might have noticed while you are doing map problem in the your graduation, or even if in exams, entrance exams, when there is a map, everywhere there is a symbol like this, which is marking north, which is marking direction. So without this direction, without scale, and another one is legend. If you are using any color, okay, if you are using any color or if you are using any symbols here, you have to mention them the map, right? Three things are important: scale, direction, and legends. Okay, legends means the symbols you have used in the map to represent something, or the colors you have used represent some. You might have noticed in the India map or world map, whenever you see that, whether that is political or that is physical map, right? So the at the right end, right bottom corner or bottom right corner, you can find this legends, right? So legends, direction, and scale. These three factors are the most important things in a map, or most important uh, but parameters map. Then going to contour line. What is contour line? Contour line is nothing but a line which joins line on a map that joins points of equal elevation. Of equal elevation, or you can say elevation or depth, right? That is above or below sea level, right? This is the line which is joining all the points, or it is line, uh, or you can say locus of the points, right? Which are of equal elevation, which are of equal elevation, right? So contour lines is the line joining points of equal elevation. Then let me show you how you can plot contour lines. Give a picture, right? A mountain, say, then like this, and here the mean sea level. The mean sea level, right? That mean sea level means zero height. Mean sea level means zero height. Let's say there are points which are 100 meter, 100 meter point, 100 meter point, another 100 meter point, right? 100 meter. This height is 100 meter. Suppose there are points here 200 meter, then points here which are 300 meter, 100, right? And here there is another point which is 300 meter. Here another point which is 100 meter, like that. Okay. So if you join these points, 100 meter points, this will give you line to a line. As I am showing 2D, so it's like a straight line, but it's not actually a straight line, right? You can imagine a real mountain. You can imagine a real mountain, and there are points of 100 meters on it, and you are going to connect all the points. So how it will appear something like this. Then so as you are standing here and watching the mountain from here, as you can see the profile of the mountain. Now you can see the profile of the mountain profile, right? So you are watching vertical section now. You are watching now vertical section, right? If you are going to see the map, you have to go above. Suppose you are in a flight and you are watching that, right? Your field of view is like this. You are here and you are watching like this. You are watching from above. So how it will appear? It will appear like this. Your 300-meter contour, 100 meters, right? So it will appear like this head, okay, 100, this 100, 200, and this is 300. They're looking like concentric uh, rings, concentric circles, or concentric ellipse, okay, like that. So you can see when the value is rising towards interior, when the value is rising towards interior, that means the slope is away like this, right? The slope is like this because the central part is higher. You can say this is 300-meter contour, right? Then 200, then 100. Slope is outward, so it is a mountain. It can be a mountain, or it can be a dome. Okay? When you are finding on a map such features where the contour lines are the contour values are increasing towards the center, then you can it as a mountain or a dome. If you talk about this figure, let's say another figure I am taking, same map view I am taking. Now it is map view. That means you are watching from above. You are watching from sky. You are in aeroplane and you are looking at the ground surface. You assume how it will appear. Okay. Okay, so all these are imaginary lines. These are not present on the mountain. You are seeing these lines on a map to represent the elevations, right? These lines are not actually present in the mountain. Okay, so yeah, now you are watching this, and you are getting the values like this. This is 300 meter, this is 200 meter, and this is 100 meter. So now the slope is towards center. The slope is towards the center like this. Slope is towards the center like this. That means what? You are watching a basin. Basin. There is a basin. How it will look like this? So this is depression. So this is zero height, right? And you are finding 300 meters here, 200 meters here, and then 100 meter here. So you are getting 100, 200 meters, and 300 meters, right? So likewise, if you do, it will be like your contour lines. These are your contour lines, and the value, the contour value, it is representing the elevation of the points. It is representing the elevation the points. That means a contour line, you can assume, if I'll pass a plane through these points, if I'll pass any plane through these points, then that will be a horizontal plane. That will be a horizontal point. Like these points are of equal elevation. I have told these are of equal elevation, that is 100 meters. If I'll pass a plane which is containing all these points, then that plane will be horizontal. Plane will be horizontal plane. Okay, then let's go to another yeah, then outcrop. What is outcrop? Outcrop means anything which is exposure of something beneath the surface, right? Suppose this is the surface, and here there is a bed. Here there is a bed or coal, any intrusive anything in dike, okay, and you cannot see this the surface, then this is not the this bed is not exposed, or this dike or this vein, it is not exposed to the surface. If it will be like, if the surface will be eroded, or maybe there is another bed like this, and you can see at this point it is exposed to surface. At this point it is exposed to surface. This is its outcrop. This is its outcrop. Okay, so now you are finding the outcrop of a buried body or dipping bed here on the horizontal surface. On the horizontal surface, suppose there is a mountain like this. There is a mountain like this, your three-dimensional mountain, and you are finding something like this. That means it is the outcrop of a bed. It is the outcrop of a bed you are finding on the mountain. Suppose there is an ore body, there is a limestone, there might be some veins, there might be a quartz vein or coal seam, anything. Okay, any planar structure or any intrusive anything is exposed on the surface, right? The mountain you can find like this, right? This is the outcrop of the bed. This is the outcrop of the bed, from where you can get the information about the buried object. Then what is strike? I hope all of you know. I have already told in the attitude part what is strike. So the strike line is the component on map. Going to strike line, I am going to describe what is strike. I have already told strike is what? But the any horizontal line, horizontal imaginary line, any horizontal imaginary line on an inclined surface, on an inclined surface or inclined bed, right? If there is a bed like this, then what I will do, I will intersect this bed with imaginary horizontal surface, an imaginary horizontal surface. This is my imaginary horizontal surface, right? And this is my inclined bed, my inclined bed. The intersection of this inclined bed, which is real, with an imaginary horizontal surface, will give you a horizontal line on the bed, which is known as strike, which is known as strike. This strike, when we will plot on map, when we will plot on map, that is as strike line. So how we will get strike line? How we will get strike line? The line joining two points of equal elevation present on the bed. Okay, see what is written here. The line joining two points, line joining two points of equal elevation, two points of equal elevation present on the bed. So when you join two points, when any line join two points which are of equal elevation, that line will be horizontal. That line will be horizontal, right? This definition I have written on the basis of like how we are going to use in map, how we are going to plot strike line on a map. Okay, that's why I have written here the line joining two points which are of equal elevation present on a bed or planar structure. Okay, if you are talking about the line joining points of equal elevation on the ground surface, that is your contour line. When you are talking about line joining two points of equal elevation on a bed or any planar structure or any outcrop, I am going to say now, I am going to show you now how you are plotting strike lines after this slide. Okay, so yes, so this strike line is nothing but you have to find out two points which are of equal elevation and present on the bed. So the bed you cannot see in the map, you can see the outcrop. You cannot see the bed, you cannot see whole bed on the map. You can see the outcrop on the map, because in map what you are viewing the ground surface from a height, right? From above you are watching the map. So on the map you can find out the outcrop, you can find out two points on the outcrop which are of equal elevation, then you can join a line. The line will be known as strike line. Then what is strike value? Strike value is nothing but the elevation of those two points, the elevation of those two points on or which you have joined through that line, right? The elevation of those two points which you have joined through that line. Okay, or another definition what is written here, elevation of the bed. Okay, the strike value will be giving you the elevation of the bed, it is not giving the elevation of surface. The elevation of surface you can know from the contour value, right? I am describing it as we are going to use on a map, right? So on a map, when you are talking about the elevation of ground surface, you can know it from the contour value, you can know it from the contour value. But when you are going to know the height of a bed, you are going to find out the strike value, you are going to find out the strike value, and the strike value is nothing but the contour value for which the contour is passing through the points. Here what I have written is the contour value or the value of contour that intersects the bed where the strike line is to pass, right? I hope this definition will be little bit difficult to understand for you all, but it is not so difficult. Let me explain with example. Suppose the bed and these are the contour lines. I have forgotten to say contour lines are generally represented in dotted lines in a map, but not necessarily we always we have to represent that like we always represent them in dotted lines. We can use different colored lines also. If we are using colored lines for representing bed and contour lines, then we can draw like what can draw complete lines. Okay, so sorry. So yes, the contour lines are not always dotted, can be uh, we can draw like this, but when we are using different colors, then only for our easy understanding to differentiate between contour and bed or outcrop, here use this dotted pattern, but we can different colored lines, right? Suppose these are the contours like this, okay, and here it is the bed, here it is the outcrop of a bed, here it is the outcrop of a pole seam, right? Here it is the outcrop of a pole seam, right? So this is, let's say, 300 meter, this is 200 meter contour, and this is 100 meter contour, okay? 300 meter contour, the center one is the 300 meter, and then 100 meter contour. On that, this is the outcrop, this is the outcrop of a pole seam, okay? Now how to plot strike line? What you have to do, you have to take 2 points, this point and this point, these are of equal elevation. I have told you strike line is horizontal, so you have to find out 2 points which are of equal elevation, so that when you will join those 2 points, that will be a horizontal line. So if you join these 2 points, be like this, so this line is a 300 meter strike, this line is a 300 meter strike. This is a strike line, the strike line is joining 2 points of equal elevation, and this 300 meter is the strike value, this 300 meter is the strike value, which is nothing but is the value of the contour line, it is the value of this contour line which is passing through these 2 points, okay? Is nothing but the value of the contour line which is passing through these 2 points where the strike is intersecting the bed, where the strike is intersecting the bed. Similarly, if you find this point and this point, these 2 points are also on a contour of 200 meter, this contour is 200 meter, these 2 points are on 200 meter contour. So if I'll join 2 points like this, so this is a strike line which is of 200 meter value. 200 meter is the strike value, which is nothing but the contour value. And which contour? The contour which is passing through those 2 points where the strike line is intersecting the bed, where the strike line is in the bed. These 2 points are connected by the contour line which is passing through these 2 points is having value 200 meters, so the strike which is passing through these 2 points will also have the value of 200 meters. So the strike value is nothing but equal to the contour value, and which contour? That contour is passed through 2 points where we have joined the strike line bed, okay? I hope now you can understand what is strike value, what I have written here, okay? Yes. So what I have told, elevation of bed, strike value will give you elevation of bed at that point, strike value will give elevation of the bed at that point, and the contour value, so yes, the strike value is nothing but the contour value or the value of the contour line that intersects the bed where the strike line is to be passed. The strike line is to be passed through the bed, right? The bed, where the bed and bed means outcrop, right? You cannot see the bed map, you can see the outcrop. So outcrop and the strike intersects at that point where the contour line also passes, okay? So these three things you can remember: outcrop of bed, then strike line, and then contour line. I hope you have also studied in graduation, like in your course when you are doing map. You are doing map. There is a problem called plotting of outcrop. Plotting of outcrop. Okay. So plotting of outcrop. I'm going to discuss now the plotting of outcrop on a map. This is actually your graduation course, like your university course. It is syllabus. So when you are doing practicals, you are doing practical, then you have to plot this, do this. So I'm going to show this here to make you understand what I am saying. Okay, then I will go to 3-point problem so that it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, so what I am going to discuss: plotting of outcrop. If you have any doubt from the previous two slides, you will get clear it now from this. When I will plot this outcrop, we'll do this, understand whatever I have told the previous. Okay, so what is plotting of outcrop? Let's say this is a map, and what I have done, contour, the contour lines, and there is a bed, the color, so that there is a bed like this. Okay, these are the contours. 400 meters. This is also known as your 3-point problem, but I'm not going to numerical now. I'm just now showing how to plot the outcrop of the bed. Then I'm going to show you the how you will solve it in entrance. Before going to solve entrance question, solve that part, numerical part, let me discuss the fundamental. That's why I'm how to plot the outcrop. Okay, so I have shown here 4 contour lines, 100 meter and 400 meter, and what I have done, I have given 3 points. 3 points, it is also known as 3-point problem, right? I have given 3 points here, A and B, and B here. Let me start from easy example. Okay, A, B. So I have given 3 points, A, right? Then what I have told? I have told that from the diagram itself, you know that these A, B, C are they are present at which elevation, right? Elevation of these 3 points you can know. A is present on 400 meter contour. A is present on 400 meter contour. B is present on 200 meter contour, and C is also present on. So I have given you 3 points, A, B, and C, and I have told you to plot the outcrop. Plot the outcrop, right? A is 400 meter elevation at 400, having 400 meter elevation. B and C, both of them are having 200 meter elevation. Okay. So what is the first step? The first step is to plot the strike. Plot the strike lines. First step is to plot the strike lines. Color so that for you. So what I have to do? I have to plot strike lines. So what are strike lines? I have told you strike lines is nothing but the line which is joining two points of equal elevation present on the outcrop, or present on the bed, right? So here, as I have mentioned here, that A, B, C points, these are present on the outcrop. They are present on the outcrop. I am going to use these 3 points to find out the outcrop here. Okay. So I have already told that A, B, C are the points which are present on the outcrop. Okay. So what I have to do, I have to find out 2 points which are of equal elevation. So B and C are 2 points which are of equal elevation. That is, they are present in the contour. So what I have to do, I have to join B straight line. This is a strike line. This is a strike line, right? This is a strike line. So whose value is 100 meter. Value is 200 meter. Then what you have to do? You have to plot this. You have to plot this 200 meter line. Sorry, this is a strike line of 200 meter. You have to plot a line which is parallel to this at 400 meter. At A, got another strike line. Should be parallel to this line. Be parallel to the line which is passing through. So at point A, if I'll draw this line will be the strike line, which is nothing but 400 meter value of 400 meter value. So now question may ask, you may ask the question that how I can plot a 400 meter strike line here. Only one point is given there. There is not any like here I have taken 2 points B and C, so I have joined those 2 points to plot this strike line. Now here there is only one point which is A, is having 400 meter elevation. How I am plotting this line which is parallel to this, and I am saying that this is 400 meter strike line? Because all strike lines are parallel. Suppose this is a bed, and what is strike? It should be horizontal, right? This is a strike line, horizontal. Suppose this is zero elevation, and these points are having 400 meter elevation, right? Then again, if I'll join the points which are of 300 meter elevation, this is 300 meter elevation, there is a strike line of 300 meter, right? This is a strike line of 400 meter. Then if I'll join a line which is 200 meter elevation, 200 meter, then there will be 200 meter strike line. Now if you will see, the strike lines are parallel, to each other, as well as the perpendicular distance between them, remains same or similar, right? The perpendicular distance between these two strike lines is like 400, between 400 and 300. If it will be x, it will also be x, right? The perpendicular distance between the two successive strike lines will be constant for each strike lines. Okay, the perpendicular distance strike lines will be constant. That will be same for all, right? And they are parallel. Because they are horizontal. They're horizontal lines. Okay, so this is 200 meter strike. As we have here, this is 200 meter strike, and then this is 400 meter strike. Now I have to find out another strike which is of 300 meter. I have to find out another strike which is of 300 meter, for which what I have to do, I have to take perpendicular distance and I have to bisect. It, right? I have to bisect this line. I have to bisect this like this. Then I will pass another line here which will have 300-meter value. Will have 300-meter value. See, I have not like the map is not, there is no point which is having 300-meter, which is given in the map, right? In the map there is no point given which are of 300-meter elevation, but I have to know, the 2 points. I have to know those 2 points which are present on the outcrop as well as present on the contour of 300-meter. Okay, I have to find out those 2 points that are present on the outcrop as well as present on the contour. So how I can find those 2 points? Simple. I have plotted the strike line 300-meter. I have plotted the strike line 300-meter here. I have plotted the 300-meter. And what's the strike line? What is the meaning of strike line? What is the definition of strike line? It is joining 2 points. It is joining 2 points on the outcrop. I have already told it is joining 2 points on the outcrop. I am talking about the map, which definition we are going to map, right? This is joining 2 points on the outcrop which are of equal elevation. Equal elevation means what? Equal elevation means they should be present on same contour, they should be present on same contour line, right? Same contour line. The 2 points should be present on same contour line. They should be present on the outcrop. Then only I can plot the strike line there. So now here I don't have outcrop. I have told you 3 things to remember in the previous slide. One, outcrop. Second thing is contour line. Third thing is strike line. So outcrop, contour line and strike line. Okay, when contour line and strike line are of equal value, like here you can see the contour line is 200-meter value, and the strike line is 200-meter value. Strike line is 200-meter value. So there are 2 points C and B which are representing or which are the intersection of strike line and contour line, What is represented by strike line? That means, or strike value, it is the elevation of bed. Strike value is nothing but the elevation of bed. What is contour value? It is elevation of surface. It is elevation of surface. Writing it here for your understanding. What is strike value? I have already told in the previous. Strike value is elevation of bed. It is not, but it is representing elevation of bed. What is contour value? Contour value is nothing but the elevation of surface. It is the elevation of ground surface. Okay, elevation of surface. So when these two will be equal, when elevation of bed or strike value will be equal to contour value or elevation of surface, then only you can find the bed. Then only the bed will outcrop. Okay. I'll show like this. Suppose this is the surface. Let me that you will learn. Here is the surface, and here this is the bed here, right? Till this. So here the bed's elevation is, say this is the elevation of bed. Suppose 0 height. This is 0. Suppose this is 0 height. So elevation of the bed, let's say this is 200 meter. And elevation of the surface here, 100 meter. Okay, elevation of the surface is. So can you see the bed now? Can you see the bed now? Because the elevation of surface, surface means it is ground. It is ground surface, right? Elevation of the ground surface is 300 meter, whereas the elevation of the bed is 200 meter. Can you find outcrop here? Can the bed outcrop here? Answer is no. Why? The elevation of ground is higher than elevation of bed. Elevation of ground is higher than elevation of bed. Then you cannot see the bed. Then I'll show another example here. When you can see the bed? The bed only when ground surface and this is the bed. If both of them will have same elevation, zero height, both of them will have 300 meter elevation. So this is 100 meter and this is 100 meter, right? If both of them, like this is the bed is also having 300 meter elevation and ground surface will also have elevation of 300 meter, then only you can find the outcrop there. Here the bed outcrops, right? And if you say the next condition, when the elevation of bed will be higher, this is the ground surface and you can find the bed higher elevation. Is it possible? It cannot be possible, right? Because the ground surface is still here, suppose 100 meter, cannot find the bed at 400 meter, right? It will be below, then you cannot see the bed 300 meter, then you can find the bed, you can find the outcrop. And the next condition, when the elevation of bed will be more than elevation of ground surface, is not possible because this part will be eroded, right? So one thing you got to know from here, from this example, that the bed will outcrop when the bed's elevation will be equal to ground's elevation, right? So the ground's elevation I have already told, it is marked by nothing but the contour line, and the bed's elevation is marked by strike value. So when the strike value will be same as the contour value, at those 2 points you can find the outcrop. I hope all of you understood, right? Repeating again, where the contour value at which point, okay, at which point the contour value is equal to strike value, okay, and at that point the strike is intersecting the contour, right? The strike is intersecting the contour and strike value is equal to the contour value. At that point you can find the outcrop. Just see the example here. At this point here the strike value is 300 meter, and this point which is present on the contour line is also having value of 300 meter. The contour value is also 300 meter here. Similarly, at this point the strike value is 300 meter and contour value is also 300 meter. So the bed will outcrop here, but you can mark this point. You can see this contour line. This contour line is having value of 400 meter. This is having a value of 400 meter, right? This contour line is having a value of 400 meter and this is the strike line of 300 meter. That means strike value is 300, but the bed's elevation is 300 meter. Contour value is 400 meter, means what? The ground surface is at 400 meter. So the bed is below. You cannot see the outcrop here. You cannot find the outcrop, right? Then again, this is the strike line of 400 meter value, and these are 2 points having 400 meter. This is having 400 meter. Now you can plot the outcrop like this. Take another color. The outcrop passing through A at 400 meter, then 200 meter, Then also we can find another strike here. Okay, I have forgotten. We can also find another strike here. Can also take that this perpendicular distance, right? This is x to here, and this is x. Okay, same x we can here for, and here we can the strike line have 100-meter value. This strike line will have 100-meter value. The strike value, the value is strike value. So the outcrop will run like, so there are 2 points. Here there is one point which is of 100 meter. Here there is one point 100 meter. The points, you can notice that the points which are present same contour of same value as that of strike. Okay. So we'll do it as like this. Then it, this is your outcrop. This is your outcrop. See, the outcrop is passing through the points which are intersected by strike line and contour line, and the strike value is essentially to be equal with the contour value. Then only the outcrop can show that. Okay, this shows that plotting of outcrop. This section I have told you plotting of outcrop. Okay, this is one example. Let me take another example for plotting of outcrop. Will give similar thing, the same 400 meter. Then I'll give 3 points A, A, and C, A, B, and is here different points of 3 different elevation. In the previous example, I have given B and C are of equal elevation. Now I have given different elevation. A is at 400 meter, 100, right? So A is having 400 meter, 400 meter elevation is, B is of 300 meter, B is of 200. So what you have to do here, as I have told, you have to plot, the first step is you have to plot the strike line. You have to plot the strike line. So how to plot the strike line? You need 2 points, 2 points of equal elevation. You need 2 points of equal elevation, right? So here you have found 3 points, 400, 300 and 200. You don't have any 2 points which are of equal elevation. So what you have to do, you have to find out another point which should be having equal elevation to one of the 3 points given here. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to join A and C. You have to join the maximum and minimum, right? You have to join maximum and minimum, A and C. The concept behind that I will tell. Suppose this is an inclined surface. This is an inclined surface. You are getting a value here a point here A, which is of 400 meter elevation, and you will get one point C of 200 meter elevation. If you are joining AC, you can get another point here in between. You can get another point of 300 meter elevation. Of 300 meter elevation, you can get the 300 meter point. So if you will get if you will get this point, let's say D, then D is having 300-meter elevation, then you will find D here between AC, then you can join D and B. The second point is you have to join D and B. Join D and B to get a strike line. Join D and B to get a strike line. Okay. First you have to find out D, then you have to join D and B to find out a strike line. Okay. Which is of value what? 300 meter, because B is having 300 meter and you are finding D which is of also 300 meter elevation. Then if you will join BD, then that will be your strike line of 300 meter value. Then you have to pass another strike line at A, then another strike line at C. At A the strike line will have 400 meter value, at C the strike line will have 200 meter value, and then you can plot another strike line which is of 100 meter value, like that. Okay, so first you have to join AC this and plot it in another color, like so. Join AC, I have to do, I have to find out if the midpoint, I have to find out the midpoint. Why? Because A is having 400 meter value, C 200 meter value. There is 200 meter gap. I have to find out a point which is just in between. Just how to uh, find that point, like I've done in full. Is take same angle in each point, which is opposite in nature. Like you are taking this angle at A, suppose it is 60 degree, same 60 degree will you have to plot, you can plot same 60 degree at C but opposite side. Then what you have to do, you have to take one arc, your rounder of us. Okay, okay, so you can take the rounder and you have to take one arc here, and the same arc you are going to repeat here, same arc you are going to repeat here. Then you can join these points, this, get another point here which is D, get another is E, will have value 8 meter. So, okay, then what you have to do, you have to join D and B. Join D and this, and this strike line will be strike line because this is joining two points which are of equal elevation, that is 100 meter. This strike line will have 300 meter value. Then what you have to do, so you have to take parallel lines at A, parallel 400 meter value, then at C parallel your 200 meter strike line. Then you can take the perpendicular distance between strikes x, and you can repeat x, and you can take another strike line have 100 meter value, which will have 100 meter, right? You can take a perpendicular, and you can take the perpendicular distance x is same here, like okay, x this distance you can perpendicular distance take, and you can got a line which is parallel strike line, value will 100 meter, 400, 300, then okay. So now to find out four strike lines of these values, then you can plot the outcrop weight will A 400, 100, like this, 100, 400. Then they can join them at, right. Now the bed is like the plotting of outcrop. Again, there is one more thing. Your calculation of deep. The deep, right? I have told you what is outcrop, right? Deep. So how to find out deep here? Deep is what? Deep is nothing but is the line. What is deep? But angle of inclination, angle of the bed, angle of bed, the angle of inclination. So how to find out the angle of inclination of that bed? Sorry for the disturbance here. Starting here again. So I was talking about what is deep, right? I was talking how to calculate the deep. Calculate the, as I have told, deep is nothing but the angle of inclination of the bed. The angle of inclination of the bed. So how to find diagram? So this is the contour line. Meter. Okay, and the bed is the color. And what you have to do, you have to plot strike lines 400 and 400 pass through that point. So two straight and parallel. Okay. So here you are getting some perpendicular distance the strikes. So strike direction you can find out. Strike direction, how to find out strike direction? Is north, is north, right? In every map the north direction is given, right? In every map the north direction. So if this is north, you can find out the strike direction is something like north 10 degree east or something. You have to use protractor. And deep direction also you can find out. As you can see, it is 400 meter here, then it is 300 meter here, 200 meter here. Okay, the deep direction is towards this direction. The true deep direction is towards this direction, which will be like south 80 east or something like that. In north 10 east, let's say, right? North 10 east. You have to measure it. You have to suppose it will be north 10 east, like south 80 deep direction. Deep has two component. Direction is angle or amount of inclination, the magnitude. The direction is south 80 degree east, and for the amount, what you have to do, what you have found here, you have find out perpendicular distance to strikes. You have find out perpendicular distance to strikes. So let me manner, so that is the bed which is defined, and you have find out 400-meter strike line here, and you have find out 300-meter strike line here, and you have find out 200-meter strike line here. They are parallel, and perpendicular distance m is equal. Okay, so this perpendicular distance x, we are finding it on map. It is the perpendicular distance between successive strikes, that means adjacent strike line. Okay, and this x you have measured on map, that means you have measured it horizontally, right? Because in map means what? This is the map. Suppose this is the bed. Let's consider you are viewing the bed from above. You are viewing bed from above. Suppose you are in a flight, you are watching like this. Your field of view is like this. Okay, so how you are seeing them? You are finding 400 meter here. You are finding 100 meter. You are finding. You cannot see the inclination there. You cannot see the inclination in map view, right? You are finding this is the 400-meter strike, the 300-meter strike, and you are finding 200-meter strike. So the gap x is horizontal. The perpendicular distance between these two strikes horizontal. You have measured it horizontally, right? So I hope all of you are understanding. When you are watching from above, you cannot see the inclination. You cannot differentiate between a high land and a low land while you are watching from a flight, right? So the perpendicular distance that you are measuring, that is this x, which is horizontal in nature. That means 400 and this is 300. We have measured x like this. Okay, and you know there is a vertical difference of 100 meter. This is your x, and the vertical difference you know, because this is 300 meter strike. That means elevation of bed is 300 meter, and here the elevation of bed is 400 meter, and you have find out this is the horizontal distance. You have find out the horizontal perpendicular distance x like this. Okay, then say this is the bed. Measure this angle, if you or this angle, same thing, right? I'm showing it below. I'm showing this triangle above. I'm showing this triangle, this right angle triangle above, right angle triangle below, right? This point is having 300 meter value. This strike line is having 400 meter value. So there is a difference of 100 meter. There is a vertical difference of 100 meter, and the horizontal distance you have measured as x here, as you have measured here x, 400 and 300. This will x, or 300 and 200 x, right? The horizontal distance got the right angle like this. This is x. The vertical difference is what? 100 meter, right? Then you have out this is bed. Then this is the bed. But here the strike line is going. At here the 400 meter strike, right? This is the bed. This is the angle of the deep. This angle you have to find out, or this angle is these three triangles I have plot here and here, all are equal, right? I am just showing in different parts. So this is the true deep. Or this is the angle of inclination measured in that direction. Okay, how you can find out delta? Delta is nothing but tan, because perpendicular and this is base, you can function, right? Tan delta will be equal to 100 meter x. 100 meter means what? Drop of elevation. X means what? The horizontal distance, horizontal or perpendicular distance. 100 meter is vertical difference, x is the horizontal measured on the map, right? You your tan delta, then you can take tan inverse to find out the angle. Some problems also, nowadays it is asking for upper and deep. It is asking for upper and deep. True deep. It's also asking for upper and deep. Like if a direction like this, that if the direction like this and it ask upper and deep, the same thing you have to do. This is again horizontal. Again horizontal, but this is not in the direction of true deep. Right? You can see. This is again horizontal distance. Suppose it is y. Suppose is y like this, it is like this, okay, this is y. Again the vertical difference, you know, vertical difference, okay, you know, this point is having value 300 meter elevation, this point is having value 400, okay, then you have to join them, this, or here I have done it is 300 at 200 meter strikes are passing for these 2 points. 2 points you are watching on map. This is 300 meter elevation, 200 meter elevation. Then what you have to do to measure this y? This y will be given in the question. So the vertical difference is 100 meter. Vertical difference is 100 meter. Then you have to find out this angle. Now this angle will be alpha or upper and deep because it is not measured perpendicularly. Previously x was measured perpendicular to the strike line. So your true deep. When you measure at an inclined angle, at any angle, suppose y, and then if I'll measure this side, another length or another direction, z, phi and z, these are not perpendicular to the strike line. It will give you angle. Same procedure, you triangle using elevation drop and the horizontal distance measured on the map. You can find out the angle of inclination. If the angle is measured in perpendicular to the strike, that will be a true dip. If that is measured in any other direction, then that will be upper end dip, then that will be your upper end dip. Okay, I hope all of you understood what is dip. I hope all of you understood what is strike value, what is strike line and all. Okay, then moving into this 3-point problem. Okay, so yes, so what is here? Same thing as I have told, but numerical can find out A is having a 100 meter, B is having an elevation of 150 meter, C is having an elevation of 500 meter. Is having 500 meter elevation, B is having what? 150 meter elevation, and A is having 300 meter elevation. So what you have to do? This is nothing but the same thing what I have told the previous, but here it is just in previous. B is having 150 meters, C is having 5, having 3. The previous case, that is 100 meter gap in each, like A, B, C I have taken. A is at 200, 400, B is at 300, that 2. So that's easy at that time. Now it is also easy, it is not so much difficult. Okay, so what you have to do, you have 3 points A, B, C. So first thing what you have to do, to plot strike line, to plot strike line. For the strike line, you have to find out 2 points which are of equal elevation. Okay, so here there are 3 points which are of unequal elevations. What you have to do, you have to join minimum maximum. You have to join minimum and maximum points. You have to join the 2 points of minimum and maximum elevation. So B is having 150, C is having 500. you have to join B and C and C. Okay. Then what you have to do, you have to find out 300 meter here. You have to find out 300 meter in this BC line. You have to find out another point D of elevation 300 meter, right? So what you have to do is 150 and that is 500 means how to do the segments, how to like this, okay, and then you have to find out the D point here. So here from 150 to 500, 150 to 500, you have 150 and another end that is 500. Then take 50-50 difference, like 150 then 200 then 250 then 300 then 350 then 400 then 450 then 500, right? So how many points? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So you have to dot 6 arcs. 1 4 5 6. Similarly here on same arc, right? Same arc you have to plot. 4 5 6. Then what you have to do, you have to join all these, like the first and here the last, like this, then this you have to join, okay. Then what you will get, you will get 200, the 250, 300, 350, 400, then 450, and this is 500. So you have find out the 300 point here. You have find out the, so these 2 points A and D, this is your D. Then you have to join A and B. Then you have to join this line, this is 150. Then you have another strike line at 500, this, okay. So now if you have to find out, so now there is no contour line, so you need not find any outcrop or, let's say now you have find out the strike direction because north is given here. You have find out the strike direction. If it is asking for deep, what you will do, you will take this perpendicular distance, you take this perpendicular distance, then x, then now we'll plot the triangle x, and this is the vertical drop of elevation. This is vertical drop of elevation. It is 150 and it is 300, right? It is 150 and it is 300. So the difference is 150. Vertical difference 150. The horizontal distance, perpendicular distance, the measure, that is x. Then you can find out this angle delta, which is the true dip. Okay. So this is the use of 3-point problem. I have solved some numericals and I have uploaded in the numerical section. You can notice how got it. Okay. So yes, you can like I am finding another point D here. I am finding another point D here by using this segmentation. How to what? How to find different? How to equally divide a line? To divide a line equally, I am doing that. I am it geometrically. I am doing it geometrically. You can also use scale and like you can use the total length between, like is A and B, and the total length is suppose x, and x is equal to how much difference? Suppose it is 500 here and 150 meter here. So that is around 350 meter difference. For 350 meter difference it is x. You have to find out 300 point. It is 150 meter difference. It is that 150 meter difference from C. 1 meter difference from C. So you can find out like 350 meter x, or 1 meter, that will be x by 350, and using unitary method for 150 centimeter, oh sorry, 150 meter, for 150 meter, that will be x by 350 to 150. Can do that. Then you can find out the value which is y. Let's say y. Then you can take that y distance from here, from C. Okay. Then you can find out the point here, which is to the point here. Then you can join with A. Okay. You can also that. Okay. It's all about 3-point problem. Next video is about case rule.